Who? Who said that?
No, that
Okay.
P Ray's running, Pamela.
No, they got
And,
to week. I heard to turn in for school board.
oh, how long?
Hold on. Yeah. Well, God bless it. Yeah. Uh,
How long they have?
I think they said today in the meeting that they got to next week or something like that to turn
Oh
it.
wow, that's nuts, actually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
that's
they
fair.
don't understand if you the first. Yeah, you might get but it ain't always that. Ain't always the case. That ain't always the case. You
What's
still there?
that?
Well, that
Yes, I
know
am here.
if you get there first, you'll be the first person to be on the ballot. That stuff ain't always that deal. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
you know.
Only thing I do is to just be out there and running for
But no,
office.
we a guy that's running for president was there today.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, what's he
his
gonna
name is
do with it?
Hinton or Hinton. Uh,
Uh-huh. What is his goals?
yeah, he's in the
What happened?
yeah.
What is his goals?
Well, he's an attorney and a CPA. He said, he's like, yeah, I do this, I do that, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well, playing wants to go because he can.
you're
Oh,
skipping a little bit. Yeah.
I'm skipping. Okay, hold on, we're trying to get this. Let me.
I mean, what is their main goals? What are they going to be teaching kids like in school nowadays? Do they see that?
Yeah, knowing Danny, yeah, we got a meeting Thursday too, Walter.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to get back. Yeah,
Just keep
yeah,
them.
and I don't think they thought about what's
Yeah, but
going on.
we should
Get back.
also be part of the 36 war. We got to talk to him too. Because some of those districts, precincts are around Gatewood, Montclair, right?
Um,
Isn't it?
yeah. Well, what'd you say?
We need the
I'm
data
trying to get back. Yeah.
for the other precincts from Gatewood, Montclair. Steve.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, why is it going in and out like that?
Can you see me?
Yeah. Let me see.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can see you. So we have a meeting.
I'm trying to get back to my
What were you doing? Every time it was good, and then somehow it went off somehow.
oh, because I'm trying to go back to the Zoom and it's taking me the wrong way. Okay, there we go. Now we're there. Okay. Let me see
Okay.
if I'm still streaming Facebook.
So, how many people were there?
Um, It's good 30, 30, 40. I don't know. Let me see, 5, 10, 15, 20, about 30. About 30 people. I've got
Wow.
final sign-in. It was 2 sign-in sheets, so.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But
Yeah. So Thursday's our meeting,
yeah,
and then we're gonna be talking about more stuff.
yeah, obviously. I don't know.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
You see me? You see me and everything? Yeah. What up? You hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Okay. Okay, so we on. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I just don't see you, but you say I'm on, I'm on.
No, because I just pressed the volume only, not the media
Oh, you on
part.
the Zoom?
Yes, I'm on Zoom right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, because you sent me that inbox. It says starts at 6.
See you on the Zoom though, but
Yeah. Where's Tiny? He's over there.
the YouTube.
No, he's on YouTube. Yeah, it was, I was at the 36th Ward party yesterday.
Oh, you went to the 36 Ward party?
Yeah, it was a lot of people there.
It was.
Yes.
Did you see the alderman?
Just for a second, just for a second.
I'm talking about Chris.
No, Chris wasn't there. This is the 36th Ward. This
Oh,
is
but he had
Gilbert.
said he was gonna go.
What? Chris was?
Yeah, they said that he was gonna be there.
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
So we need to invite him to one of our meetings. Gilbert.
And we should invite him, right?
Huh?
Roast him,
Who?
Chris.
What do you
Who-
mean, Chris? What are you talking about?
You said we should invite someone.
Yeah, Gilbert.
Oh, you talking about Gilbert? Why we need to invite Gilbert?
Because he's head of the zoning.
Yeah, but what is he gonna do at our meeting? But make it more confusing.
I mean, we'll tell him that we want him at our meeting. Nobody wants this affordable housing. We need to invite him to one of our meetings because what are we doing?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea, Walter. Bring him in the middle of what we're doing right now. Let him stay where he at. He'll be called upon when it's time for him to do what he need to do. And
Yeah, but it's coming due right now because
mhm.
he's running for office also
Yeah,
in
but
July.
for office, but he doesn't have a how they say a horse in the race. Being on that with that committee.
Mm-hmm. So my thing is, we need all those people on that zoning
So
committee.
let me ask you, Walter. If we went to Gilbert right now with our issue, what do you think he's gonna do?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You need to know. You can't say you don't know. You can't show your hand. You got it when you right.
But we need.
Get about them. Right. Right. If you go to Gilbert, he gonna go and tell Chris, and Chris gonna tell him what to do and what not to do. And
Mm,
even if he don't listen to Chris, he heard him, and now he's got some influence. That's
hmm
not a good idea to do that.
So what do you want to do then?
because this is the thing. This is the thing, we kind of overreaching because he's an alderman in another ward. Number one, I mean, we do know of him and know he may know of us, but like I said, we're really mixing a basket of fruits, and we're gonna make it a whole fruit salad, and then everybody ain't ready for that taste. So we gotta stay in our lane, stay on what we're focused on, and he will be called upon one way or another when it get to his point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't move on that. Plus, we're gonna talk about this at the meeting this week. You know,
Okay.
you know. I mean, you got to realize when we talked about in the meeting before who are our allies and who are the targets. Gilbert wasn't an ally. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
out as an ally. So we have to understand where he's at before we start designating who are allies and targets. And he's
So we'll find out this Thursday all those other letters.
right,
Who's our allies? Who's our targets?
right.
Seem like we got everybody's a target.
He said everybody's a target. Everybody's not a target. Okay. Okay.
What are you talking to?
Mr. Glover.
Yeah.
He said, no, man, everybody's not a target.
What did he say then?
Think about it. Word target, first and foremost. That means something you got to focus on, something that you focus in on, something
Yeah,
that you
we are a target too.
pardon.
No, aren't we like a target? But we got to become the.
No, we're not a target.
No,
We're
I mean not really a target, but
the,
we have to be.
we're the affected group. We're the ones that are, what is the word? Affected.
Okay.
We're the people that are affected. So if we're the ones affected, we have to look at who else does it affect, which to create allies, and then we have to look at who are the people that are affecting us, which are
Um,
our targets.
all of them.
So I mean,
We got a lot of. We have a lot of targets.
not really. We identified them. And they know who.
Mhm.
They know what information they received. So
Mhm.
you know,
I should not jump the gun. I gotta just see, you know, if they some kind of response to us. That's the next mission.
yeah, but we talking about a whole lot of stuff. We can get in the meeting about. Um, you don't know where this is going. I can tell you that now.
Did he send a letter to McCaffrey?
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the meeting. We don't need to talk about that on here. We talking a little bit too much on here.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of this is saved.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the issue when you said there was some shootings and people got injured or something. Let's talk about that. Where is that at? You said you knew something about some shootings or something.
There's 19 shootings. 19 shootings. That's a lot. 14 shot in Little Village. 25th in Washtenaw at a party.
14.
So, yes. 19 shot Memorial Day weekend.
Okay, so let's analyze that. 14 were at a mass shooting, an additional 5 throughout the whole city. That really is down. You do know that, right?
How's that down when the numbers are up?
No, that's
19.
really down. Typically, on the weekend, you might have over 50 something people, 60 something odd people.
But why is the shooting over a party?
Yeah, you got to figure, you got to ask the authorities that. But it sounds like you just said it was a party. Somebody got into it. Someone didn't like something and thought they had the authority to hurt and harm and kill someone.
And then what happened to the fist fights? People always so fast to pull out like a heater out. You know?
Yeah, but we already know that. Oh, we know people doing it. Hello?
Yeah, 19-year-old shot at University Village, 1100 block of West Roosevelt.
Well, one of the top news about these what they call them team takeovers. They said in DC they're going to start charging the parents for
Oh.
team takeovers.
Well, they have like take the license plates, all these cars down that are in these takeovers. A lot of them they use cars. Isn't that true?
Okay.
Then how can you be charging the parents?
Say that again, Walter.
How can you be charging the parents?
They're trying to get people to be responsible, or in other words, they want people to be what's the word start with a C? To have accountability. They want people to be accountable.
Yeah.
And there's you should know where your kids are. Especially
Yeah, but are they using cars or are they just on foot?
doesn't matter if they're using cars, trains, planes, or buses. You still supposed to know where your teen is, and then that becomes a major problem when hundreds and thousands of people don't know where their teens are.
I mean, they should take their phone and their phone has all their contacts and all that data, different sites where people meet. Because it's like, when we're growing up, they had party lines. Now they're using Facebook and all this other contact
You
to have.
just can't
Oh,
go by the phones, Walter.
no, but multiple people meeting up at one time.
Yeah,
They have to be posting that somewhere.
yeah, but I'm saying the parents are not looking at where they're posting. The parents got direct line to where their kids are. If the kid's not answering the phone, then that's a problem in itself. Guess what? You need to be calling their best friend. And if their best friend ain't picking up, you need to be calling the best friend's mother or dad. And then if that dad and mother once they pick up, then you guys need to go out and look for them.
But there's like a big trail on the phones, because they're meeting up. They're meeting up.
Yeah, that
They're
means
probably posting it like on Facebook or online.
they could turn it off. And the minute they turn it off, that's when you need to be going the old conventional way. And believe me, they are some type of mobile. Their mobility, they're mobile either by their friends got a vehicle, or they riding some scooters, or they riding something.
Yeah, so they should do
Most of
intel.
these things don't happen from just walking. And if
Oh.
they're to a train or a bus, look, I know a guy. He tracked his son all the way around the world. He was he looked at he said, wait a minute, my son's at O'Hare. Now imagine his son's like 20, 21, something like that. But he had some issues going on. And he said, well, maybe he working at O'Hare. So he started calling him. He wouldn't pick up. Then he noticed the thing went to like some kind of a different mode that showed you like just circles around, and the circles meant that he was moving, and he was moving at a high rate, at a fast rate. Next thing he know, his son's in Cyprus. He's like, "What you doing in Cyprus?" And he wouldn't pick up an answer. You know, he's like calling him, and he's like, "Hey," he finally talked to him.
Hmm. No,
Right.
but the police have something, they could scan a whole group, pick up all everybody's phone numbers.
I'm just gonna tell you, and I told Ella earlier, everything is about to change really fast right now because what's going on economically in the world, and they're looking for the next big catastrophe to make it happen, but they're not going to wait that long.
Tell me more.
They're getting ready to they're getting ready to go to a straight digital currency. And
Yeah, May
once you go to
31st.
straight digital currency, they're going to be able to. This is why when Barry talk about time exchange and all of the initiatives that can come before that, it's important to listen to and look at, because once they go to a straight digital currency, they're going to be able to control us the most. It'll be to the point where they're going to sell us air, because guess
I
what?
was talking about that earlier.
You got to have air, but guess what? People are going to say, well, I could breathe it anywhere. Yeah, but you ain't paying your taxes on it. And what they're going to do is once they go to a digital currency, they're going to, whatever money you get for income, they're going to take their air tax out. And then,
No. But that's going over, so that's why we got to unite.
right.
It
And
doesn't matter party lines or nothing. It's like more of us than more than them.
yeah, but it's more complicated than that. It's more sophisticated. I mean, it's going to get to the point where when you go to a straight digital currency, they're going to be able to restrict your travel, because think about it. If you turn everybody's money into digital currency, then they're going to have allotments for whatever, this is for food, this is for travel, this is for other expenses, and they can turn it on and off. Meaning
Where
that,
do you hear this from? Danny Davis said that, or
I mean, it's been being said. It's been said for some years, and then now they're really going to the what they call global identity, where you have to identify either by your retina or by your fingerprint, but they're mostly going by retina. Yeah,
but your eyes is not good. They will blind you.
no, they're going to go with that because
Yeah, they're using it right now. From pain, their
no,
pay stubs. They use that retina.
I mean, think about it. For the last 40, almost 50 years, almost people have, well, at least 40 years or more, 45 plus, they've had direct deposit. That was
Yeah.
deposit before. You wait till Friday, your boss gave you a check. We still get your check, but they don't. But it used to be a time you go from your job and you go to the bank with it. But
Yes.
direct deposit was a digital transfer, which they've been transferring money way back since who knows when. But when they made it, yeah, everybody was.
Steve, you know what they're using the data centers for?
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of surveillance centers. You
Yeah.
know that, right?
Wait, hold on a second. What did you say, Walter?
The data centers that they are popping up everywhere, they're using it as surveillance centers.
Of course, there's three parts to this. There's three parts. One, digital currency. Two, identifying the people that are going to have it, and three, surveilling them to make sure that things are in order. Because think about it, the minute they
No, you know how I know this, Steve? police officer told me they're using these data centers as surveillance. He's not supposed to tell me this stuff, but he told me.
Mm-mm.
So we should all unite, party lines or no more, because that one guy wants, how they are attacking all these countries for oil. They're putting like a digital Bitcoin for oil.
That's my whole point. That once
So,
you push this all over to digital, it's a wrap, man. Because I'm telling you, it's a ultimate control over everyone. Because guess what? Your credit's going to be monitored by that digitally, which they're pretty much there already. But they'll be able to restrict you. You can get restricted now. There ain't gonna be no need for policemen, because all you got to do is you want somebody, cut their money off and call them in.
no, there's other ways you could go around it. There's always different ways how to go around it. People could hack, because I used to have part pieces
Talk
you could
about
hook
hack.
up.
No, man, we talking about people being replaced, and
Um,
hacking is the last thing. Yeah, be a black market. There's a black market for everything, but it's not the main market. And
they're
then
always going to be, it's going to be digital and at hard currency, not like we were seeing like dollars, other metals. That's the major or bartering. Barter, you don't need digital, nothing. If I have some eggs and you got some bacon, we're gonna trade, you know.
right.
Everybody gotta eat. So everybody's gonna have, I think the farmers would be the ones that are always, or the Amish.
Pay a mortgage for 30 years till you're 80. But no,
50 years, remember 50.
talking about the average age to get a home is 40 something now. But I was but I'm gonna tell you this, back to what you said about you got eggs and I got flour. It's not bartering.
It
Bartering
is.
is more or less you're literally staying within the same market,
It is barter.
currency market. We're talking about time exchange, it's not that. You're literally talking about exchanging your services and your time for something. Now, maybe there are some eggs involved.
That's barter. You're
No,
bartering time. Like, you
it's not.
see my strawberries.
It's not. It's not bartering. If I said, Walter, I need you to get on the phone and call X amount of people in regards to a political seat. That's your time. They ain't got nothing to do with your eggs, what you had for breakfast. That's the whole nother thing. And if I said in exchange for what I'm asking you to do with your time, I will allow myself to do X amount of hours for what you want me to do with my time. Now, if you said, Steve, I want you to
Oh,
go and get me some eggs,
how,
then that's my time going to get the eggs.
how
But
old is the time exchange?
pardon?
How old is the time exchange? And how old is bartering?
Well, bartering is different. Bartering was always done at a market where there was literally an exchange for goods.
Was
Not,
never at a market. You could go anywhere. This is like international. You know what a bazaar is?
yeah,
Different countries still using bazaars.
it's different. Hey, Barry,
I
tell them
know this.
bartering and time exchange.
How
Yeah,
old is how
when
old is the time
when
exchange?
it's as old as bartering,
No, it's
where
not.
where where oh yeah, people help each other. That's just,
Barter is bartering.
all right. I hear you. That's your view. I have a different view.
There's never had a time exchange. If I'm looking up time exchange, there's no history on that.
Did you look at Madison, Wisconsin?
What about it?
They
They
did.
they had a time exchange, but I'm saying that people help each other.
Oh, that's before end of time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's time exchange. It's people helping each other. It's the same thing.
You know what
Now,
URSUY is?
Just 1 second, Walter. What Steve was saying is, if you do 2 hours of some political work, and that Steve wants you to do, then Steve credits you the hours. And what that means is Steve owes 2 hours, and Steve can help anyone.
Right.
It doesn't have to be you. It could be anyone.
Right.
It just goes into his time bank.
Mm-hmm.
And time banking is another name for time exchange, but it's the same thing, and it's worldwide. But it's not widespread, but it's all over the world. But it's usually used in programs, in small groups. What we're doing that's a bit different is saying we can use it globally because it's digital.
I think there was a movie called A Minority Report or something. And I think the people they all had time credits. And it would.
They did.
You remember?
One person needed oxygen to go to the town to recharge, and that person died. But it was hooked up. It was hooked up at the person's arm.
Yeah, it was in their arm that you could see their time that they were getting credit for.
Yeah, but that was controlled centrally. And in what we're doing, each person becomes the time bank. So Walter.
All right, Barry, I want to ask you this. Is it a trading goods or services for other goods or services without exchanging cash?
It's anything the two parties want to exchange and record the time.
Without cash.
Just with time.
Without cash, you mean?
I'm saying time is the unit.
Can I buy more time?
Only if you have a direct connection with God.
I'm just joking with you, Barry.
Yeah.
When he said it's your time.
Yeah. Right.
Your time is up, Barry.
Your time is up. Time is very precious.
Can I buy more time?
Yeah, you can by living as healthily as you can. Try to, preserve your life by being
preserving. I was preserving my life. I showed Steve my onions. They're already growing.
Yeah, that's
I got
great.
wild strawberries. I got beets. I'm drinking beets drinks already.
Good.
So I'm living my time.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, I got a nice garden. Like flowers are growing nice in the front.
Yes, indeed.
So, Walter, I heard you say that everybody's got to come together because of
unity.
Yeah, I certainly believe in that. So, you're saying regardless of whether you're a Republican or a Democrat?
Yes, what's going on now with this digital, there's currency, like digital currency with oil is coming out.
But all those digital currencies are all based on scarcity.
Mm.
So they work like gold.
Yes.
So
Well-
the value of it goes up. So if you're poor, you don't get any of that oil-based digital currency.
No, it's a monopoly.
Mm.
It's a big monopoly. They're controlling this monopoly. Look at our buddy. He's getting richer now. Elon Musk. He's merging those two companies together. How much money can you have? That is not enough.
Well, you know, um, it's almost beyond the end of the game of Monopoly.
That's true.
And when Elon Musk has all the money there is, then the total value of his money is zero because he can't trade with anybody. He's the only one with the currency.
I mean, same as the other guy, he controls a lot of the stakes. BlackRock and
Oh
Blackstone.
yeah, all those guys. Yeah.
But let's go back to why they're trying to get it to a digital currency.
What's control?
Why
Control
to
is
get the
one of-
next?
Control is one of the reasons, but probably the biggest reason is because the way things are run now, based on debt. You know, this country owes, that country owes trillions and trillions, but it's all owed to the earth, literally. Now they're trying to go for the real game. Now they want the people to be the debt.
We were always the debt.
No, we were on paper the debt.
No, we were on the debt. We were always the debt.
Listen to me. They're about to move the game to the point they're gonna start collecting on the debt even more, because based on currency, man, everything will be at stake. How you act, you can lose digital currency, you can gain digital currency.
Well, you know, if you don't vote for Trump, then you don't get any of this currency.
It's going to be detrimental, man. Every move. I think both sides are in on it. They got the N and like WO like involved. Like I said, the three things that are in place. One, changing the currency to digital. Two, creating that global identification for the people that have it. And three, being able to monitor and literally extract and control people. Look at our gas prices right now. ExxonMobil is making record profits right now. All those oil companies are making record profits. They got the oil traders making buku dollars right now. They just siphon, and their whole economy runs by oil. Everything is right now, but once they switch it to digital, there ain't gonna be no need for oil. Like you know what it is? Some kind of reset. Every 80 years. I think. What? It's like a global reset. Oh, I thought you were talking about gas prices. I'm like, gas hasn't been around that long to be set that many times. No. 80. I think it's barely 100. You know, when's the last global recession was 1929, right? So I think in 3 years, everything is gonna go back to what Barry said, back to zero. Because it's too high, 50,000. It never went up to 50,000. In the year of 2001, was at 10,000, and it never went over 20,000 in all those years. 50,000? What's 20,000? What are you talking about? 2001, the Dow Jones never went up to 10,000 points.
Oh.
Never went up to that for 100 years. Never went up to 10,000. And then if you look at the Dow Jones, there's not that many, not many stocks in the Dow Jones. It's like 50 or 100, not even. And why is it from 10,000 all the way to 50,000?
You know
That's
why,
all.
Walter?
Go
Because
ahead.
of growing inequality. So Bezos and the rest of those guys have more and more of the total wealth, and they have no place to put it. They can't buy more houses. They could hardly count how many houses, cars, and boats they have. So instead, they put it in the stock market. But, the only people who have money to buy it are the rich.
No.
So
Since 2000.
they keep bidding it up and up and up because, that's the way it works. They keep printing more money.
That was a bubble.
Yeah.
Well, the key
The whole
is
thing.
what Mr. Glover said was that you have to be 41, 42 years old to afford a home these days at $500,000 plus. That's the average age.
Because all the inflated prices from all these corporations buying up houses.
And then you still got to get a 30-year mortgage plus, probably. Come
You
on,
see those
you'll never
50
pay it
plus
off.
mortgages.
You'll be 80 years old before you pay off your mortgage.
Those are the 50 plus mortgages now. That's a ripoff. Yeah.
So you never pay your mortgage off.
Look at that, Barry. Look at 2008. The whole market would have crashed.
You know
So that,
what? If we keep Trump in office, he's going to do a lot of damage, and none of this you have to worry about because we're going to be an oligarchic state. There's no more democracy. The rich is going to take over everything. So, all of this is a mute subject because we're not going to have nothing. We're going to be so far in debt with him spending our money on stupid causes such as giving those Proud Boys and stuff $1 billion and stuff. So none of it is gonna matter because he's gonna ruin everything. And it's gonna take us years to get it back. We might not even be alive.
Oligarchs. Yeah.
well,
Oligarchs. Well, think about in England, there you when you own a property, you get 100-year lease. So for 100 years, you pay your mortgage off, and you still can, you still pay your taxes up to 100 years before you can give, it's still in your name. After 100 years, then the state gets it back, and there might be some wiggle room or something for your children to get it for another 100, but that's to be negotiated.
wow.
So I think they're literally trying to get everything to that. That's why they're trying to build all of these apartments, because it's like you build apartments, then you start slowly phasing out the mortgages, or you create 100-year mortgages, or where people just perpetually paying for their property.
But 100-year mortgage, okay, compounding doesn't take 100 years. I see 50-year mortgages.
Okay,
No,
let's 50-year mortgages, but at the rate of what income is, you're still going to be paying for 100 years. I mean, till you're 100 years old. That's
no, but
they're looking at the end game.
interest in their Bibles, it says we should not be paying interest. Mostly after 15 years, you're paying interest on a house. If you look at everything else is gravy. So you should not get a 50-year mortgage or 30. You know, you got to break it down 15 years. Because after that time, you'll pay 2.5,
But
more of a
where,
house.
where do people get the money from to afford a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 property? The average person, how are they going to get? I mean, if with the salaries that they're making, even if you're making $100,000 a year.
So, I mean, look at, goes into cycles. Everything goes into cycles. They're trying to make another pandemic bullcrap with these two viruses. And then what, Alan Greenspan, what did he do? He was giving mortgages to anybody at that time. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And then 2008, there was a burst bubble,
Look,
and the
it
whole country was going to go downhill.
started off all this bubble stuff started off with the .com. Everybody was a .com millionaire. I'm a millionaire on paper in the .com. And all of a sudden, oh, the .com bubble burst.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So what happened to all that? That money? What happened to it?
It went out of thin air.
What happened to it? Nobody is a millionaire anymore with the .com era, except for a selected few.
I think that's what it happens. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a big pyramid scheme. Look at Madoff. He was doing a pyramid scheme. He siphoned billions and billions of dollars. Billions.
Yeah.
And then you got Epstein, he making money, and then look, nobody went on the island. The media never went on the island, ever. But we could have media go all over the world, to Africa, to every war-torn area, but never on Epstein Island. Why?
There was that island had nothing to do with currency.
No, other thing. No, they brought up a lot of emails.
They had very scary things happening on Epstein Island. They had the oligarch monsters.
Yeah.
You step foot on there, you get eaten up.
But Steve, we have media outlets went to all war-torn areas all around the world, covering in Iran and all over, but never went to Epstein Island. Why?
It's not like that anymore, man. It's not like.
Well, why not?
Media doesn't cover everything. The media is very selective.
But why they're not going there? That's the question. Why?
Control. Let me tell you something. If you don't think that the media can be controlled, I'll give you an example. You tell me why this happened. For 20 some odd years, Michael Jordan was playing. He played for the Bears almost 20 years or more, right?
Where Bears?
But I mean, not the Bears, the Bulls, for 20 years or more. How come the media never came down on Michael Jordan? Why? Because they had an agreement. They had an agreement. You ever notice Mike was not a saint. Michael Jordan did a lot of, down, dirty, crazy things. But
it was gambling and stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the things that he was doing.
That's why he left basketball for a year.
No, I don't think it was more so just to go gamble. It wasn't really that. But
and then he killed his father too.
Let's go back again. How come the media markets never came down on him? He was doing some things that he should have been done, but they all said they listened to what he said. He probably, I'm not saying he gave them money, but he made an agreement with them. If you don't put me under the microscope, guess what? I'll make sure I give you a good interview. I'll make sure I'm always there for you.
What else was he involved in?
Who did during that time? Who did the media come down on as far as like athlete?
Oh man, they came down
Pete Rose
on Magic. They came down on
Well,
Strawberry.
Magic put that out as far as like the AIDS stuff.
yeah, but they were still kind of like, how do you put it, doing backdoor stories on, you know.
Yeah, and I like Daryl Strawberry. He got caught with crack, so of course they go.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course
Strawberry,
they gonna come down on him.
And
well,
then Pete Rose too.
they just, well,
Well, he got caught gambling.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of.
But like, what did not Magic? What did Jordan do? Like, what type of like hellacious story did Jordan
Well, everybody
get
knew
caught
he was a
with?
big womanizer.
Huh?
Everybody knew he was a big womanizer on the streets.
Oh, that ain't really nothing.
No, but they put a plan. But they never opened the books on it with him. That's my whole point.
Then he was gambling also.
Well, everybody knew that too, but they would never say anything. The media, I'm telling you, the media loved Jordan. He could do no wrong. You know, oh, the media, you know, Jordan. And they knew. They knew the backdoor stories, as they say.
I could see that. So like with the gambling stuff, and because I did hear, I don't know if this was like actual news media, but like they said that he stopped. He went to play basketball. Well, went to play baseball because after his father got killed because he owed some people some money or something, or they killed him because of his gambling debts, and that's why he left the NBA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was okay. He left the NBA, and I remember when it all unfolded. He left. I was at a Sox game. He was playing for the Sox.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the, I'll never forget. It was the first time I went to the Skybox, and then they announced on the TV that his father was just killed, and the woman was like, "What's just happened here?" He just left. It's off season because he's playing baseball, and then his father gets killed. Then they said there was something behind all of that, but you know, trying to figure out what really happened, you know, it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, the mob killed him.
But I don't think it was tied to gambling debt, because at the end of the day, he was making a lot of money to pay his debt. I mean, you tell me his debt was more than the doggone Nike empire? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, he built that Nike
He could
empire.
have said, you know what? I just gambled away $1 billion, and he'd be like, well, look, I'll pay you over 10 years. You just right off the top, you go get your cut.
But
And
it could have been a situation where he was supposed to fix something and he didn't, or I don't know.
nah,
But that's what I heard, man.
I don't think they could get him to fix anything because they knew his drive. You know, when you know a person's drive is unstoppable. It's like you can't make him look like he could fix anything. You know,
So you think it was just like a robbery gone bad?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
It really was. His dad was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and and stupid people did something really stupid.
Yeah.
And
Look at Scottie Pippen. He went broke.
Scottie Pippen's not broke, bro. No.
He went broke, and then he never tipped.
Oh yeah, I heard that before. He like a cheapskate.
Yeah, he never was. He had a thing like
I
no Tippin Pippin. That was his name.
I used to see him out at places that I wouldn't expect him to be, but he would be there, you know. And I'm like, maybe he just thought he was just normal guy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
This was in the like the 90s. Yeah, it was the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I would see him out at what's the club? Chic Rick's down on Michigan.
What you saying, Steve, about the media? I feel like I believe it's true because I think only five people or five entities on like all of the media outlets.
Mm-hmm.
So
no,
yeah, like they control like what we see.
Yeah.
You know,
Man, that man
come out.
I mean, somebody at one point said Michael Jordan should run for mayor. I'm like, why would he do that? To me, everybody knows, and everybody knows he probably would win, but then he would look bad because he can't fix everything. In a minute,
True.
man, he was just his credibility, his name, his whole what they call it, your
reputation.
Persona.
not persona, what is it
Or
called?
the mystique around.
No, what your money is on, what's your name, what they call it, your brand,
Credibility.
Fame.
your brand.
Oh, the brand.
Your
Okay.
brand would be shot if you ran for mayor. I mean, forget the money, even if he thought he could do good and fix something, man, he'd be shot. He ain't giving all that up just to try to help people.
Chicago is messed up with all the streets and stuff.
What you mean?
No, businesses are leaving, streets are messed up, school system is bad right now. Nobody's going to the schools anymore. Yes, it's just what is messed up right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's messed up, but
No, because I'm always hearing stories back then. Oh, in the 70s and 80s, if you leave a job, you could be hired the same week or same day at another job. And I'm hearing all these stories. I'm like, look at it now. There's no, because they're closing all these industrial parks all over Chicago, and they're building buildings like to rent. They're killing all the little mom and pop shops that were been there since World War II.
Yeah. I mean, that's been going since like I remember this is probably like in the early 2000s, maybe like late 1990s when there was a big complaint about Walmart, like Walmart going into these small towns, and then everybody will start shopping at Walmart and not going to the mom and pop stores and putting them out of business.
mhm.
No,
No, that was the sentiment. That was the thought. The thought
Yeah,
process that they would do that. Did it happen? Yes, I think it
yeah,
did. You know, on the other hand, um, on the other hand, it actually helped some mom and pop stores, because they went there and stocked up on the stuff for cheap and boosted the price even more. So
look at that Walgreens they closed on the south side.
look at there's a couple of Sam's, not Sam's, what is it? Walmarts that closed up south, you know. So
See?
yes,
See, they closed a lot of businesses on the south side. All these candy, chocolate places, factories that have been there forever. And they put these stores in there and then they close them down. And you got nothing. Like a ghost town.
right. Um,
Well, they kind of like blame that on shoplifting. They said it was people were shoplifting and they couldn't make a profit
right.
because the black folks were shoplifting.
There was shrinkage, as they say.
yeah. I
Mhm.
don't believe that.
I
Now,
don't believe it either.
But that's what they said. That's why Walgreens closed. I know they heard that from on the media from
yeah, I
Walgreens.
did that too, but then I know there's more to it.
Yeah.
No, they overbuilt because they built one by the brickyard, because they were building all over the place and it's like too close. And they closed that one down at the brickyard.
What they closed in? They closed down the Walgreens? Oh yeah,
Yeah, remember that?
yeah,
Be off of Fullerton Avenue.
yeah. They
They
should.
were building so many shops all at one time, same as banks. They build all these banks all at one time, and then some
Yeah.
of them close.
Well,
T-
the banks were being built because of the mortgages. Mortgage boom, 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 boom. Then all of a sudden, crash, it's like, oh, whoa, we better back off of this. We don't want to do this.
Yeah, they got some banks closed, Walgreens closed.
About this, I'm glad you brought up banks. City banks, they were never as prolific as other banks, right? But
Mm.
if you look around, there were, okay, I only know of like 3 city banks or 4 within the Chicagoland area in Chicago. There was one on Michigan and like Jackson or something, I don't know. Not too far across from the Art Institute somewhere in there. There was another one on in River Forest, right off a lake in Harlem. There was another one on Addison and Central, and there was one more downtown. I think it was in under the Board of Elections on Clark and not Clark, Dearborn and Washington. You didn't really see a lot of city banks, but guess what? If they closed one, it was catastrophic. You know,
Wow.
it was. I mean, I think there was one out in Schaumburg somewhere, but you really didn't see a lot of them. And another thing is the one in River Forest. I don't know if they're doing too well.
Oh yeah, Steve. I went to a bank. You can't even. You got to bring like $25,000 to start up a checking account, and 25 grand.
25 grand, what, to open a checking account at
Yeah, this is like a high end Northern Trust bank, high end bank. You know, it's not like a Chase Bank. You know, you could put anything down and open up a bank account. Here's is 25 grand and more
at the
to
North.
open up a Northern Trust. These, you know, it's like it's weird. They'll come, give you water, make you comfortable. It's like it's weird, very weird bank.
Well, I'm just saying the banking industry has changed a lot, and they're not doing mortgages like they. I mean, and it's not doing mortgages like they used to for the last 40 years or more. And are they making money? Yeah, they're making tons of money over with these fees. But just imagine what's going to happen when currency goes totally digital.
They're still making it's digital right now when you get direct deposit because
No,
they use COVID to use money as digital. Everybody using cards back then.
no.
So they didn't want to use money back then.
Saying
Remember?
when it all becomes the little man and their money's going to go through a central bank, like, and everybody's going to be, I mean, totally scrutinized. I
So
mean,
everybody's gonna be a glitch. Well, but if there's a glitch in the system, who controls that?
that's
There's
exactly
got to be a mother computer somewhere.
what I'm saying. It's gonna be a whole new world, man. And
So who controls the motherboard then?
the motherboard.
Yeah, because all if it's everything is digital, all of it got to be somewhere stored, like the motherboards and all that stuff.
Didn't you just say they're building data centers all over?
Yeah,
Okay, that's part of it.
but that's part of surveillance too.
Yeah, that's part of it. And then the other part is people. Somebody explain this to me. Why are we doing this when it takes a ton of water to cool these places, these centers? And number two, the water can be. It's not. I'm not gonna say contaminated, but it's not gonna be drinkable water, from what I'm understanding. Afterwards, so where does that water go? Does it go back into the system, the water table? What's going on? We're
Um,
gonna create these systems so that we can have less water.
yeah, it doesn't make.
Yeah.
I think they use some
Yeah,
other chemical.
you left out one thing you said they're building the data centers, but they're also building the concentration camps, turning big warehouse spaces into concentration camps. So
Yeah.
it's
Where do you
it's
see that at, Terry?
well, just search, do a search, you'll find it. It's all over the place, and they've got a huge amount
Yeah.
of money, billions of dollars, to buy all these warehouse space.
So that's like being Nazis. They want us to be in a concentration camp.
Well, remember, this whole thing is part of the same thing: the digital currency and the concentration camps. In other words, you mess up digitally by not giving Trump an adequate help on his ballroom. Off you go. Your digital currency gets hot.
No, but guys,
And when you get hungry, if you don't have tomatoes like Walter does, you're screwed.
hey, do you see Bill Gates want to make a digital meat, fake meat, plastic meat? You
Yeah.
guys are nuts. No, but those machines do get fried, don't they?
What?
And fried as in you really get hungry.
No, they get fried, these digital data centers and everything.
Well, that heat is a huge issue, and that's why they're using all that water to try to cool down the you know, those spaces that get heated up so much. But it's
Yeah, but
but
if you look at
what I understand is that what they're after is getting general intelligence, which means that it thinks like a human being, and that's probably
AI,
impossible.
there's AI with the robots. That's like Terminator crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terminator, and concentration camps, data centers, digital currency. It's not a movie I want to see.
Yeah.
They had it with this guy was in the movie. What was his name? Will Smith. He had robots. What was it called? He had robots in the movie.
iRobot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was called iRobot.
I
When he was like a
robot.
detective, and
Yeah.
they said one of the robots had murdered someone or something.
See, they could go haywire. That's what Elon Musk want to build robots. Like Terminator stuff. But are we going to be like enslaved with the robots or be guarding the camps and all that? And then they're going to zap us. Boom. Well, you're out of line. Boom, boom.
Yeah, you better make your donations to the ballroom.
No. You know what? Where's my donations go to? Those machines will like crash. Or they'll get heated up pretty fast. That's why we got to be united
Right.
and be against these
Walter, I'm really happy to hear you say stuff like that.
No, you don't want to hear all the crazy stuff I'll say.
Yeah,
Starts
well, there's
with a
that.
R. Something that starts with a R, ends with a N. That's what's gonna happen.
R and N. What are you talking about?
Something's gonna start with a R pretty soon.
With an R. What are you talking about?
Oh, if this stuff hits the fan, everything starts with a R.
No, man.
Ragnarok. What is you say?
No. But no, man. I mean, at the end of the day, everything is moving really fast, and processes and procedures are starting to really ramp up. I think it was already said. You remember we kept talking about Y2K, Y2K. The systems are going to crash. The system's going to crash. Well, that never happened. But the catastrophe was supposed to, have been in 2000, the turnover between 99 and 2000. And it actually happened with the World Trade, which was turnover between 2000 and 2001.
It happened earlier than that.
What happened?
The 93 World Trade bombing.
Oh, no, I know. But I'm saying it actually caused a catastrophic economic downturn with just within minutes, hours. And, it took a while to get things back. But my point to that is things have been kind of going the way they've been saying for decades. And I think they're tired of playing around with it. I think they said, you know what? We're 25 years in the game. The next 25 got to be game over. And it's got to be the way we want it.
3 years would be game over.
That's what they're getting ready to ramp up, man. They are getting ready to ramp up. And you could see it. You could see it. I mean, everybody's talking about, oh, this movie said that, this movie said this. Forget the movie. We're in the movie. And the
Matrix.
Script ain't in our favor. I'm just telling you. The script's not in our favor, and we just gotta plan ahead, man, because
it is in our favor. We gotta start a R.
No, man. No.
Yeah.
No. Trust me. People are, if we do, it's gotta be to the voting. We gotta go to the voting booths, to the ballot boxes.
Then we start an R.
First way we do it is the democratic way. Democracy hasn't failed this country yet, although it's still a young country. I mean, the country is barely what are we going? This year's what is it?
250 years.
Yeah, I don't even know how you say that. Bicentennial and a half. I don't know.
250 years.
Bicentennial and a quarter, I guess. I don't know. But no, it's a young country, and we still have to look at how much more can we go, and which way can we go with what we're doing and how we're doing it.
I don't know, Steve.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I hear you saying like the democracy and voting and stuff, man. But like this, if it's a plan, it didn't just start like 2 years ago in 2016 when Trump got into office, man. This stuff been in the works for 60 years, 70 years. So.
Oh yeah, and I mean, Tiny always says, it's okay. Trump is put here to make sure that everybody gets their just dues, and they're gonna get everybody that did wrong is gonna get turned the right way. And I'm like, yeah.
You gotta look at who controls the whole system.
What's that?
You gotta look at who controls the whole system. And then why we gotta pay so much interest to who? If we're building this we're printing money out of thin air, why we gotta pay interest on it if we're just getting it out of thin air?
That's the other point. They're really tired of doing it like that. They're really getting tired of that. That's what I'm saying. They really want to go, all gloves off. Let's go.
No, honestly, why we've got to pay interest? Because there's nothing backing our money. With what?
What do you mean?
Well,
there's nothing.
I think it was Steve that said it earlier. It was talking about the people are the debt. So like I know what you're saying, Walter. Like it's not on the gold standard anymore or anything like that. But the people, our work is backing the money. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah, but why we got to pay all this interest? $1 trillion a year in
I,
interest?
I think it's simple. The people who have the money,
This
if
robbery.
you, yeah, that's what it is. It's robbery. And they're making up you know, actually, it's not robbery because it's been made legal, because they write the rules. So they're just
Since
saying it's part of the fees. You want some money to buy some food, you pay the price, and the price has the price plus fees and interest, plus taxes, and some more fees. Oh, and I forgot the latest fee. We've got the latest fee.
Right.
And we got the
then,
blue fee and the red fee. And any
and
fee
then,
I feel like charging you.
and then who started the Federal Reserve? That's another question.
But the bottom line is we need to figure out what we need to do because the system is failing. It's not sustainable the way it's going. And that's where Good Money Chicago 2028 comes in.
Yeah.
And we need to do that now.
What's coming up 2028, Barry?
And it's called Good Money Chicago 2028. And in 2 years from now, people will be able to get most essentials using either their dollar or their time-based credit card. People prefer to use the time-based credit card because you can't buy gasoline with time. You can only use dollars. So they hoard their dollars, turn to each other for help, and exchange time.
Look at gas prices now. It's a ripoff.
Yeah, because they can. And maybe they'll boost it some more next week. Depends on their mood.
It's a monopoly.
So therefore, I mean, we can call it and we can cry about it. We can do whatever we're going to do, analyze it. But what's the point? We got to figure out something. We got to focus on what we need to do.
They said there's endless supply of oil because they always some kind of rejuvenate itself, like in the ground.
Walter, you don't control that. It doesn't matter how much oil there is. If they control it, they set the price.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want oil and gas, you pay the price or you don't get it. That's the system.
So we're going to war over oil for about 100 years.
But you're just complaining, and analyzing what is, when what good is it doing? You could be analyzing for the next 10 years and you have no say.
No.
Yeah.
No, people are doing it now.
Doing what now?
People are going to war over it now in Ukraine and right now other countries.
Okay. All right, Walter, I got it.
Well, I mean, we really got to start thinking about what's next moves, because it is what it is, man. The system is going on. They don't even call it the new world order. They call it the new something. I forgot the name of it. Digital, something. It'll come to me. I'll get it. Hey, congratulations, Raheem. I heard you had a graduate.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
My guy was supposed to make sure you call your son about an internship. Told him I was gonna check with somebody else too on some things. But he told me, yeah, he was interested. I sent his resume over to him. So he said he was gonna give him a call.
Okay. When did you talk to my son?
What's his name? Malcolm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him last week. Yeah.
Al.
He called me.
Florida,
Wait,
which now has
He
people.
called you?
oh no, your mom.
Three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Put up these billboards. My daughter Angela.
Somebody, I don't know who it was. Yeah, the mom gave me the number because she had talked to the guy with the newspaper that was on, and I called him and he said, yeah, he's interested. You know, he just wanted to know some ins and outs.
Oh, okay.
It's major. I'm like, he must be in journalism. I don't know.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah. But, yeah, him, and then I found out his majors in the theater or no
The film.
film, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I got another guy.
Mhm.
That's who I'm supposed to call also. But the other guy said he was still interested with the newspaper.
No, I appreciate it, man. Y'all doing stuff behind the scenes. I don't even know what's going on.
Nah,
Yeah, that's what's up, though. I appreciate it, Steve.
yeah, no doubt. But yeah, we'll do. What else I was going to tell you?
Well, that's great, Steve. And Raheem. It's great that stuff like that's happening.
Yeah, I mean the reality is we need to start to cultivate young people. You know, really cultivate them. A lot of things are, you know, people are passing on and they're not, you know, giving information and giving directions and help that could really support helping young people in the future, you know. And we got to do. We got to grab as many as we can, you know.
Of young people, old people, old people.
Yeah, that's true.
Even Walter.
Oh, we gotta help. We gotta help Barry. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to water your garden, right? You gotta,
Yes, every day.
and you gotta take care of your garden. Well, that's what I'm saying we gotta do with our culture,
Yes.
our country. We need to water the garden. And we
Yeah.
gotta, if there's a storm coming, and there seems to be a big storm coming, we gotta take care of our garden and the people and each other.
Yeah, we got to take care of our gardens.
Yeah.
Starting to become very, very obvious of that. Now.
Oh, what was that film where the gardener was the only thing he knew about was gardening, and people wanted him to become president, or they went, you know, world leaders went to him. Raheem, you know that film, don't you? You know all films.
So you said he was a gardener and he wanted to.
Yeah, there was a comedian who played the role of the gardener. Peter Sellers, maybe? It doesn't ring any bells?
No.
Oh, I'll have. Let me call out the police. Maybe she.
When did it come out?
Oh, maybe in the 60s, 1960s.
Gardener. And he ended up being the president?
No, he was like an idiot savant. You know, the only thing he knew about was gardening. And people would ask him about all kinds of problems, and he'd talk about it as if it was a garden. And he'd say things, well, you need fertilizer, and you need water, and you need
On the
this,
60s.
that, you know. I'll call out the police and see what she knows.
I want to know what that movie is now. I'm like Rain Man. Rain Man didn't come out in the '60s, but there are some interesting films that you would most people should check out from the '60s. Some black and white film, pretty interesting.
Which ones?
Is it called Being There? I just looked it up.
Yeah, I think so.
Color
Peter
of
Sellers.
Lego Money. That's
Who
a
was
good
the
film.
being
Yeah,
there? Who
Peter
was the?
Peter Sellers. It said, yeah, Being There, 1979,
Being
satirical comedy
Oh,
drama.
Yeah, I heard of it. I may have seen it. Can't recall. But Peter Sellers was the Pink Panther guy, I think.
Mm.
oh yeah. A sheltered gardener whose simple remarks are mistaken for profound wisdom. It's a satirical comedy drama about media, power, and how people project meaning onto him.
A Gardner as president.
No,
Should I run for president?
he wasn't.
Is that about well, not saying that it's directly about him, but is that it says it's a satirical comedy about
Mhm.
Jimmy Carter?
Really?
That doesn't sound right.
No, Jimmy Carter wasn't even on the scene.
No, Jimmy Carter
Yeah,
was
Jimmy Carter went to
his
Chicago.
presidency was during the 70s, but he was a farmer, right? And
he was a peanut farmer.
yeah, and he
Yeah, and the
rose to become
media,
president.
and he was a very good president, but the media tore him apart.
Yeah.
He went to Chicago. He was living in a hotel.
He was living at the what's it called? The one on Washington and Central. I mean, in Madison. I mean, Pulaski. The starts with a G.
Yeah,
Garden?
a six-story big hotel.
Yeah, it's like 13 stories.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Mary Nelson told me she brought him here, and that's where she put him up. But the place
Mhm.
was under renovation, and the Secret Service, was there with him. He had to open the window because it didn't have air conditioning.
Mhm.
This was
Wow.
in 83, or yeah, it was in 83. And he said, Mary said she went to see him the next day. She said, Mr. President, how was your sleep? How was your good night's sleep? He goes, it was pretty horrible because all night long I heard sirens and but the hotel is right next to the fire department, right here on the side. So you can imagine they run into emergencies and fires. This was summertime, I guess. They were building on the west side. He was. And he didn't want to. She said I tried to get him to go and stay in a really high end place, or he wanted to stay right in the neighborhood where he was building the properties.
Mhm. Yeah, he did Houses for Humanity,
Yeah.
and he put solar collectors on the White House. And when Reagan came in, that was the first thing he did, was to remove the solar collectors, and the rest, you see where we are with energy in this country. But Carter was the one who, I think he was an engineer besides a peanut farmer.
Yeah, I think he was also.
Yeah, just the description that you read, that put me in mind. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
the way to try and connect, I guess.
Yeah, and it could be that the the media just. Do you remember the way they treated Reagan when he died? It was like this. England. It's like the king had died.
Mm-hmm.
And Reagan did some awful things, but the media just did not portray him that way.
All of them were bad, pretty much.
Nah, not all of them.
Yeah, I think Carter did some good things. And LBJ's Lyndon Baines Johnson did some, the Great Society. Wow.
Nixon was no good.
You want to see a crazy movie, black and white movie from the '60s? Actually, it was 1970, I guess. It's called A Diary of a Mad Housewife. It's a pretty crazy movie. I forgot who the.
You know why I say all of them are bad? Because we're in the biggest hole ever. Because how come Clinton had it balanced? Bill Clinton had the whole national debt balanced, and all of a sudden it went to $39 trillion.
Because
Something's
I
going
think he
on.
changed the way that it was calculated or something, didn't he? Like he changed
No,
the way that
well,
inflation was
but let me tell you,
calculated.
first of all, he came in on the tail end of a lot of things that have been building up for the last 30 years. So by the time it got to him, he had his clean presidency, to get in there and do some things. The first thing he did was the Welfare Act, where he got everybody to get jobs, and the reason he got jobs for people because they were able to make a fair living wage, and if you left welfare, they were getting jobs. So why would you not get off of welfare? So that alleviated it a little bit. The interest rates were astronomically low. That helped people with the housing market. I remember back then people had 2 or 3 homes back. Well, at least 2. I ain't gonna say 2 or 3. They had a summer home and a regular home. I'm like, how do you get a summer home? But people had those. And he was able to stay in there for 8 years, so it gave him a good straight shot to continue with his program. Then the scandal came, and he still got around it, but the economy stayed, unwavered. It stayed peaking, and all of a sudden, when he was out by the year 2000, I never forget. Well, prior to that, the company I worked for, they were giving us $1,000 if we would get somebody hired. Didn't matter in what department. If we had an opening, in which they had a lot of openings, they said, we just need you to bring someone in. We'll give you $1,000 bonus if they stayed. I think they had to stay for like 90 days or 30 days or 60 days. Between 30 and 90 days. You got $1,000 bonus. That went on all the way up until 2000. 2000 came. Oh, let me go back to the unemployment. Unemployment was at 4%, and that's not good unemployment. That's good unemployment is 6%. Anything below 6% was considered bad unemployment because now you're diving into the pool of people that aren't supposed to be working. That's negative unemployment almost. It's like you're getting the people that are not supposed to be working.
Yeah, but Steve, the other thing that kind of figure does is it puts pressure on increases in salary.
What happens?
If you have very low unemployment, salaries tend to go up.
Yeah.
So it's a bad thing for the rich guys, but it's a good thing for the working class.
Right.
And didn't Clinton start? That's when they started sending like a lot of the jobs overseas.
No.
From
That was on Reagan.
It started in the 70s. It just peaked by. I'll just say it just peaked by the year 2000. It had been
talking about NAFTA, all that.
Yeah.
NAFTA was another thing, That's just That was a trade agreement between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico, which it hurt a lot of things, but when it was put into play, people didn't even realize NAFTA. People didn't even know what they were dealing with NAFTA. They didn't see the real positive effects. They didn't see the negative effects. It was just like NAFTA, JAFTA, whatever, you know. And if I'm not mistaken,
Steve.
out after 2000, didn't it?
Say it again.
NAFTA came around after 2000, if I'm not mistaken, didn't it?
No, around Clinton time.
Okay, maybe you're right. It was, but
In 98.
but okay. So anyway, when Clinton he couldn't run again, Gore ran, and then the whole election got pulled from up under, with the Supreme Court making the decision. I'll never forget, Illinois had, really good unemployment numbers, really that we were where we needed to be. And then all of a sudden, we lost 2,500 jobs, not 1,000. It was 2,500 jobs in the month of January. And there was no job losses. Man, you could literally hear the news, the economic news, there are no jobs for this month. There's only X amount of job losses. And then all of a sudden, Illinois, which was doing great, 2,500 jobs by January. I was like, what happened? And one of the companies that experienced that was, what's the company? Sara Lee. They ended up leaving Illinois with people were stable here. And then Motorola had some people, and it just kept going and going and going. So, did it really start?
When I think it started is the president of GE he went to China and he made a deal and outsourced some GE jobs to China. And that was the beginning of that whole outsourcing business.
Right. It was in 72.
Wow.
That happened in 72?
Yeah.
We opened up trade with China.
Yeah. That was the beginning of all this massive movement of manufacturing jobs out of the U.S.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was Nixon?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Nixon. It was Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
Kissinger did that.
It was the GE guy, the president of GE, came up with
Henry Kissinger.
Kissinger was a Secretary of State.
Secretary of.
But he went to China, opened up trade with China.
Yeah, but it was at the same time because Nixon went over there. There had never been an American president in China to then, and that's when it all, started. But
that was under the Cold War too, so.
Yeah, it was still Cold War era, but what did that really mean now? It's even worse now, Cold War scenario. But
this is
but I remember in the 80s, like for me going into engineering, it was already said, it was like by the year 2000, up until the year 2000, engineering will be the most sought out job, and it was. 2000, and then it started getting a little weird. A little bit after that, manufacturing started automating a lot more. Then all of a sudden, we started losing mold makers and tool and die guys, which they said that was going to happen by the year 2000 because they had calculated the ages of the guys and retirement and all of that, and they didn't put more people in, and people didn't go into those fields. So they start shipping all of the molds. People would build the molds here. No, this is what they do. They would have China build a mold, and then they'll have them ship the mold to America so that the very few mold makers they had would just clean them up and bring them within the tolerances that they really needed. Because mold making is very intricate and time consuming, but it just was a thing that it was so cheap to have them make it in China, although it would come back like garbage. They would just clean them, fix them, and make them within tolerance. And okay, there you go, produce it here. Then after a while, they got better at it. You know, I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. The Chinese got better at it. It's like, well, just make the mold and make the parts. Oh man, what they do that for?
Oh, Jack Welch.
When they started
Jack,
making the parts, they start making 10 for my customer, 2 for me. 20 for my customer, 4 for me.
And yeah, but molding, that's big industry.
Yeah.
Building a mold now.
I mean,
tool and die is a lost arts.
Yes, it is. I mean, the company I worked for 20 years, I never forget, I went back to school in 2007 for my master's. And I was telling my professor, I said, look, you know, we're about to embark on mold making. And we're going to do some mold making. He goes, wow, that's really great because most mold making jobs are out of the country now. And I said, yeah, they bought the molds during they bought the equipment during the downturn when everybody, you know, what was it, 08, 09, whatever. And I said they bought it for nickels on the dollar. They bought robotic loaders. They bought the mold making machines, the ladles. And he said the ladles. I'm like, ladle is the thing they pour the malted material. This is aluminum die cast, by the way.
Yeah.
Plastic injection molding. But so he said ladles. I said, yeah, that's what they're using. He said, man, that's kind of old, archaic. I'm like, whatever, but this is what we're doing. Man, they built all these rooms and chillers and all this stuff for this. We started making our own parts and aluminum parts. Did it for about, I'll say almost 10 years, not even, because I was there. Yeah, about 10 years. I say 10 years, 8 to 10 years. And then they just start sending the mold, you know, having the molds come back from China. They was just like, make the mold over there and we'll clean it up here. Then after a while, they were like, here, just keep the molds, make them over there, and we'll make some here. Then it was like, no, we'll send all of this equipment over to you. They sent all of the mold making equipment, even the robot, all of that to China.
Damn, that's bad.
I know.
Because of the cost, they ain't got to pay.
Yeah, man. And
but I mean, shipping costs, it adds up later on.
And look, Walter's not lying, man, because I remember when they brought the stuff in from Kentucky, when they bought it off the auction, they bought it for nickels on the dollar, right? From the auction, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars worth of equipment for just, you know, nickels on the dollar. So they brought it in, they had to build a room for it out in Melrose Park where I worked. and it took them, I mean, to build a room and to put it all together, it took them like 9 to 10 months to do this. Then we moved out to Aurora. They had to rebuild it again. Then we were making a lot of stuff for cheap pretty much because the equipment didn't cost that much other than keep moving it 3 times. Then they sent all the equipment to China. They let the Chinese make it. And now, of course, you know what they did. 10 for you, 3 for me. 20 for you.
Yeah, well, what they up the cost.
Well, even if they upped the cost, it would have been, well, how you figure? Because they had the mold now?
Yes, you got no one could buy the part just when you guys got it.
Yeah.
Their shipping equipment is worth a lot more because you could buy those machines. They're still running, the tool and die machines. They're still running today since World War II.
But
that's like a lost art from high school kids. Used to do tool and die.
But
parts,
think about that, man.
rings.
Think about that. You sent the suit that was worn by somebody down in Kentucky that was fitted again by somebody up in Chicago that was shipped to somebody that was out in Aurora, near Chicago, to wear this suit. Then they were like, well, I think the suit needs some new socks to go with it. And they get the socks from China to go with the suit. Then it was like, you know what? How about we just want to model this suit and we'll let you model it all in China. And you could put a new tie with it and whatever, and just send me the pictures of what it looks like. That's what they did.
Look at the steel from was made here a lot better, and steel made there is bad.
Well, they have learned to create better quality because we are accepting it. We didn't used to accept it, and it went on for decades.
But it's still garbage. We have products made here last longer, or Japan lasts a lot longer. Germany.
That's
the longer it lasts, you don't buy another one. So
there you go.
They're cheap goods, or washer, dryers, and refrigerators. They're made like crap.
But it is obsolescence. It's planned obsolescence.
Right. There's a thing called cycle life.
Yeah.
No, and then one more thing with that part is Japan adapts to that. They're building Japanese cars here with American parts, and they last longer. Or that's a product they're selling out.
Let me say this. Japan, if they were to make, the Japanese automakers were to make the car there in Germany or in America, it's gonna last longer. Because guess what they did? They took the processes in the system from a guy that gave them the golden grill, which was Deming. Deming was a guy that came out of Western Electric, Well, he was at Western Electric over here in Cicero, Illinois. He took the idea right after World War II on how to make quality parts and quality assurance the first and foremost thing to manufacture. And all the Japanese did was took his teachings and perfected it. That's why their vehicles last a long time. Some of their products last a long time, because they put quality into it, and
they calibrate everything precise. They always give us the knockoffs. Like China, they'll give us the knockoffs.
Well, hey, real quick, I gotta head out, you all.
Yeah, we are.
Great discussion.
We are too. It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Have a good one. All right. Have a good night.
All right. And I'm going to sign off too. I just want to say that all that began in '81 with Jack Welch was the CEO of General Electric. And that was the beginning of all that outsourcing under Reagan.
I thought it was earlier than that, outsourcing.
That's when I remember it. It was Jack Welch.
It probably started in the 70s. He put his foot on the gas in '81, and guess what? They put nitro in it through the '90s and the early 2000s. Nitrous.
Yeah, I think it started earlier.
No, it didn't. It all started in the 70s.
90s. 81 with Jack Welch.
Yeah. He put like I said, he put the pedal to the metal and pushed it.
Well, that was the first time I remember some big corporation taking, outsourcing jobs to China.
Mm. So that was a great downfall.
He did it very aggressively.
Yeah, it could be very well so. But I just know that I was working with, they were outsourcing to Taiwan since before
72.
And then they were trying to get into China, but
back then it was just incidental.
Yeah, 1972 under Nixon, historic visit to Belgium.
Yeah. No, it's all a blur, but I remember it all, man. Even into Europe when after the wall fell and communism fell in the Soviet Union, we started outsourcing to the Ukraine, and man, we were getting some phenomenal prices on everything. Was overbuilt. I mean, overbuilt. It was like what we would get from Taiwan or China and castings. They would literally take a chunk of steel and carve it out instead of die casting it or sand casting it and cleaning it up. And we were like, man, how can they afford to send this? Because they wanted the business. People in Europe wanted the business because of, everything was open now. Poland was open, Ukraine was open, everything was open.
And little did we know that we were getting the business.
Yeah, no. Little did we. Well, we had to know. Can you give?
I don't remember knowing like I know it now.
I mean,
where
I used to think it all the time. I used to be like, man, we could engineer things from anywhere, but what about the other people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Barry, I want to ask you something. Do you think this Ebola is going to be some kind of pandemic or no?
Yeah, I have no idea. I sure
Or
hope not.
Or the other virus, the Hata virus?
I don't know.
No.
No.
Well, no. If we get a doggone Surgeon General that cared about the people, you haven't seen him get on TV and talk about any of that.
No. They're making a big thing about this.
This guy ain't said nothing about it. Nothing.
No.
You might as well talk about it. You said in here.
Come on.
Serious.
I was talking more about it.
Then he had. All right, guys, I got to get on.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
All
All
right.
right. Good night, Barry.
Good night,
Steve.
Walter. Steve.
Yeah.
Steve, are you doing anything tomorrow?
A little bit. Why? What's up? What's up?
I just want to know. It's a long weekend. I just want to see if people are barbecuing or not.
Yeah, definitely gonna do a little barbecuing. I'm gonna cut my grass. This weather's been up, down, and around. So cut the grass and do a little barbecuing. And wear myself out. Yeah.
All right, just waiting for Thursday now.
Yeah, we'll see how this meeting goes Thursday. Like I said, we had a quick meeting with the Congress coalition, so we're trying to get this back on track. But everything is steps, baby steps, everybody. Good night.
Good night, all.
Later.